Secretary Stevenson, would you please take roll?
Senator Barral. Here. Senator Beckstead. Senator Berry.
Present.
Senator Branham. Here. Senator Hollister.
Here.
Senator Call.
Here.
Senator Dominguez.
Here.
Senator Coronado.
Here.
Senator Hornsby.
Present.
Senator Hurtado. President. Senator Dixwell.
Here.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Shetry.
Here.
Senator Muir. Here. Senator Ortiz. Here. Senator Price. Present. Senator Rosales. Present. Senator Weeks. Present. Senator Withers.
Present.
Senator Worley.
Here. Thank you, Secretary Stevenson. Would you please all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, Senator Grant.
I'm here to approve the minutes from last week's meeting.
Second. Senator Branham moves to approve the minutes from last week's meeting, seconded by Senator Hollister. Unanimous was called. Motion carries. Senator Muir.
Move to approve the agenda.
Senator Muir moves to approve this week's agenda, seconded by Senator Hornsby. Unanimous was called. Motion carries. Okay. At this point in time, we would like to open up the gallery to any questions and answers.
One guys. So like I said last week, I'm going to be doing these reports after checklists are due. Looks like none of you guys have problems with your checklists. Just a reminder, next time that you guys are doing your checklists, it didn't seem like you guys had any problems, so make sure you're logged into your Google ISU email on the same browser that you were also filling out the checklist. I know there was maybe a couple of you that had issues with that. So that's how you make sure that you get submitted and you get access to the form. So good news, there are no deductions for September. And I'll tell you the reason why. I'm still learning, as many of you are, so I did not see it fair to deduct any of you guys for things that you guys didn't know. There is the possibility of deductions in the future, and I just want to make sure that we are very clear on what some of the requirements are, because I saw some maybe confusion amongst the senators. So if you guys have any questions, at any point, please feel free to stop me. First off, office hours. There were 7 different people who missed office hours. For whatever reason, you need to make sure that you do office hours every week, and they need to be a full hour. I'm going to be a stickler about this one because I just need to be consistent. So if you clock in and you're only there for 0.98 of an hour, please make sure you stay for that full thing. If you clock in on the machine and it says you got there at 11.02, you need to stay there till 12.02. I'm just going to have to be a stickler about it because I can't make exceptions for certain people. So please make sure you serve that full hour. The next thing, it seems like some people are confused about the service events, the ASISU sanctioned service events. Those are events that your service committee has deemed as what you guys are going to be able to do and use those service credits on, basically. You have to do one ASISU sanctioned service event a semester. As far as my understanding of it is, the only one so far is the Portland Wellness Complex. Is that correct, Senator Price? So if you guys put the I Love ISU calling campaign or Service Saturday, those are great, and I would love you to participate in those things, but those do not qualify as an ASISU sanctioned service event as of yet. And so if you have questions or concerns on that, I would talk to your service committee. Field hours. Just to be very clear, on field hours, you need to make sure that you serve 2 hours out meeting with constituents, wearing your name tag, and representing ASISU. I think one of the best ways to do this is at events and things like that on campus. If you have more questions about that, come and talk with me. There are a couple of you who I have not heard from, or the Involvement Center has not heard from, on a couple of the club trainings. Those senators would be Senator Coronado, Senator Sudweeks, and Senator Hollister. If you have questions, concerns, please come talk to me. Also, I need you to go out down to the Lead Center and get the form. There are a couple more of you that have also talked with me, and I need you to do that as well. If you are a committee chair, please be sending me some minutes with what you guys talked about and what members were present. I know there's been a couple of concerns that a couple of the committee chairs have brought to me, and I can't necessarily address those unless I know what happened in those meetings. So I don't know what Senator Withers is having to do as far as for his pro tem committee, but if you would also CC me on any minutes that you guys take, and yes, you are supposed to be taking minutes if you guys weren't before, so please take minutes and CC me on those when you send them to Senator Withers or send them to me directly. Also, I'm not sure if this has been announced, but Senator Beckstead has resigned. I know that it was just said that it was up in the air. So we will be looking to fill her spot, and I'm not sure what that process looks like. That's something that I wish Mackenzie or Katana were here to talk about, but I would let you know that she has resigned. And if you guys have any questions on university committees, I would like to answer those questions as well. However, with Senator Beckstead no longer being able to serve on some of those committees, I will have to make a couple of changes to those committees to fulfill her spot. I know some of you have emailed the committees that were on that list, and that's great. I will keep you in that spot. However, there's a couple of you that I will need to move around to fulfill her spot on a couple of the university committees. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Senator Johnson. So what if we get a senator to place her, what are you going to do about getting on university committees?
I will find someone that will. My concern is that there are a couple of committees that Senator Beckstead was a part of that need a replacement immediately. And so I'm not sure exactly how long finding a replacement will take. And so I want to make sure that whoever is the next senator will have time to adjust to the process. I'm not sure I want to necessarily put them on an important committee right off the bat. So.
Any other questions for our chief of staff? Seeing none.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to approach the gallery? Seeing none, we'll move on to our announcements and correspondence. Val.
Good evening, Senate. Tonight, I'm excited. I hope I have 4 clubs. I only have 3 right now, so that 4th club comes in, we'll have 4 clubs tonight. Tonight, the first club is a brand new club, and this is the Music Teachers National Association chapter here on campus, and they are a national organization. And so they deal with music and music teachers and piano, I believe. And Janessa Oburn is going to talk to you about the club, but one of the purposes is to advance the value and study of music making at ISU. So I'm going to turn it over to Janessa, and she will talk about it.
Janessa, could you please state your name and spell for the minutes?
It's Janessa Orbin. So it's JANESSA ORBAN. So one of our other purposes is to encourage the professionalism of ISU students that are interested in teaching private lessons. So our club deals with students who want to teach private music lessons like piano lessons or violin lessons or voice lessons. And other schools in Idaho have them, like Boise State, BYU Idaho, and U of I all have a chapter in this club. And so we go to the state convention every year in September, and we already went to it. And then we want to have a combined activity with the BYU Idaho students, and probably do that in the spring. And we also want to be involved with the Pocatello Music Club if you want to do an activity or have a meeting with them as well. Okay, are there any questions?
Yes, Senator Call.
So, in the Music Teacher Nursing Association, there's a group of music teachers, including
It's just the teachers. Yeah, so it's just college students that want to teach music.
so, talking about the music lessons, would it like explore?
No, they're just private lessons. So this school has something called the preparatory piano program. And it's where Dr. Bond, who's the director of the piano program, she finds the piano major students to teach, and we teach them here on campus. But other music majors teach students on campus as well. Like, I think last semester he was teaching drum lessons, and then one of my friends teaches voice lessons.
Yes, Senator Braun.
What was the name of your club again?
So it's the Music Teachers National Association, and it's just the collegiate chapter.
Senator Randall.
I'm going to approve the Music Teachers National Association.
Second.
Senator Brandon moves to approve the Music Teachers National Association, seconded by Senator Gonzalez. Unanimous was called. Motion carries. Thank you.
Second club tonight. Last year, there was a new club that formed, and it was the Progressive Faith Association, and they were a new club on campus. However, this year, there was some other students, and they had similar purposes and stuff as that club, and so they all joined forces. And so, and we always like that when clubs join forces, so it helps with our numbers. But in joining forces, they changed the name from the Progressive Faith Association to PEACE, which stands for People Empowered by Acceptance, Conversation, and Education. And I have Jordan here, and she will spell her name and give you her last name for the minute, and tell you some of the purposes and what they're planning to do this upcoming year.
So my name is Jordan, which is spelled Jordan. My last name is Wixom, Wixom. And so, as Val said, PEACE stands for People Empowered by Acceptance, Conversation, and Education. What we have been doing and hope to continue through this year is have weekly discussions where people from diverse cultural and religious or non-religious backgrounds can come together and build relationships. We also hope to schedule some service events and maybe some educational opportunities. Any questions?
Yes, Senator Collins.
So is the Progressive Faith Club being reenacted then?
It's actually going to be renamed. So the club would count all of that, so it's just kind of renaming the club.
Okay.
Yes, Senator Johnson.
I'm just curious as to how and why you guys became a club. I see what you guys do, but what was your motivation in becoming a club?
So earlier in January, a couple of faculty put together interfaith discussions all throughout Hotel and Chubbuck, and that included discussions with ISU students that were held at the LDS Institute and the mosque. The students who were involved in that, including me, we decided that we wanted to continue those discussions because we thought it would be beneficial. And so then we started making it a regular thing. And once we started to look into making it an official club, that's how we discovered Progressive Faith.
Yes, Senator Johnson.
How many members did you have total, you know? at this point?
At this point, we have a list of about 40 people that are on the email list. We regularly have about 12 people at the discussions.
Senator Brandon.
I move to approve the name change of this club to be People Empowered by Acceptance, Conversation, and Education.
Senator Brandon moves to approve the name change to Peace Club, seconded by Senator Johnson. Unanimous vote called. Motion carries.
And the third club tonight is Chi Alpha, and Chi Alpha has gone through their constitution and updated their constitution. And we're always excited when clubs go through their constitution to make them updated. And I will have Eric show you what they have planned. And we know that Chi Alpha is always busy doing something, so I'll turn it over to Eric.
Hello, thank you guys. So like we're Chi Alpha, we meet Wednesday nights at 7:30 in the Rendezvous Suites. We also have like individual, we call them cell groups, small groups, kind of separate meetings. We host a bunch of different events on campus. Kind of the big ones we do involve Cold Bets and Beer in the fall semester, and then the Frozen Luau, which we graciously get coming from you guys for that. So basically changes to our constitution, basically just updated it to our national standards. We had a few like roles, like officer roles that were just outdated a little bit. We kind of just refined those and met the national standards as well as just the standards for to be a club on campus at ISU. So they're basically the main changes that we did with that. Do you guys have any questions?
Yes, Senator Brandon.
I move to approve the constitution changes for Chi Alpha.
Second.
Senator Brandon moves to approve the constitution changes for Chi Alpha, seconded by Senator Johnson. Unanimous was called. Motion carries.
And then if you guys are here for the Japan Club, right? My fourth club, I guess it will be in a couple of weeks that I bring down. I'm so all excited because they stopped running it. And we'll have to pub that for more clubs next time.
Thank you, Val. We appreciate it. Following Val, we will have Eva Valencia from the International Programs Office.
Hello, everyone. So I'm here on behalf of my department. I work at the International Programs Office, and we've been working on doing more events for everyone on campus. And one of our best events is the Blue Bash. And we're doing the Blue Bash this year on October 21st, which is a Wednesday, and it's from 7:30 to 10 p.m. We were going to do it at 7, but knowing that we start at 7, I suggested that we do it at 7:30, so hopefully the 21st doesn't take too long and you guys are able to go to that event because we give a lot of cool prizes away at all our events. So what I'm mainly here to ask is for your help because we need students to come to this event. We're doing it at the Student Union Ballroom and we really, really want students to come to this. This is the flyer, so you guys can keep a lookout. I'll make sure you guys get some copies, but it'll be orange. It'll be an orange monster instead of the blue. So that's why I didn't bring you guys copies. But ultimately, our director just really wants you guys to reach out to your clubs and organizations that you're in charge of to let them know that this event is happening. We usually give away beads, we give away gift cards. We're not giving away any laptops or anything this time, but our department really does do really great events, and we just really want you guys to support us and spread the word. So, any questions about this?
Yes, Senator Johnson.
So is it dance?
Yeah, so it's like a Halloween party. So I know you guys have to be here. You don't have to have a costume. So encourage your clubs to dress up. There is prizes for students who do have the most creative costume. So let them know that it is a Halloween party. There's going to be food. There's going to be really great DJing. If you guys were able to attend our Black Book Affair, which is really, really fun. Thank you to those of you who showed up to that event. The DJ was great. He was really awesome. So we just want you guys to be there. And then who doesn't need a little de-stressor at the Senate? Any other questions? No? Okay, I'll make sure I get the PDF version to you guys. I'll get some flyers in the office for you guys as well. I just couldn't bring them because we're gonna update them also. So October 21st, Players of the Organization. So thank you.
Thank you, Dee. Up next is our President's Report. However, President Smith is currently conducting the State of the University address, so we will have no report tonight. So we move on to Chair and Committee reports, starting with the Senate Pro Tem Committee.
Thank you. So we've been unable to find a time which works for all of the chair's schedules. So for the first semester, what we're going to do is have one-on-one meetings. So with Pro Tem Withers, he'll set up a time where each of us will meet one-on-one, have a little 10 to 15 minute discussions about how that is going. So he will send out an email with those schedules.
Thank you. Moving on to our Finance meeting, or Finance Committee.
Okay, so we had a couple of match deposits today. The first one, Lambda Theta Alpha Latin Sorority Incorporated, sold churros, and so they have a match deposit of $28. And then the English Graduate Student Association sold t-shirts, and so they're asking for $5. I move to approve the match deposit for $32.
Okay. So Senator Brandon moves to approve the English Graduate Student Association match deposit for $5 and the Lambda Theta Alpha Latin Sorority for $28 for a total of $33 in match deposit, seconded by Senator Chase Stahl. And roll call must be met.
Senator Brawl. Yes. Senator Berry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Hollister.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Coronado.
Yes.
Senator Conti.
Yes.
Senator Machado. Senator Giswell.
Yes.
Senator Johnson. Senator Chester.
Yes.
Senator Muir. Senator Ortiz. Senator Price. Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sibley. Yes. Senator Withers. Senator Morgan.
Yes. Anything else to report?
That is all I have. Thank you.
No, sorry, excuse me. Motion carried. Now anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Moving on to our Rules Committee.
Thank you. Bills 503 and 504 will be released from the rules, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Moving on to our Appointments and Reviews Committee.
Thank you. So in our last meeting, we talked about reimbursement. About having enough apportionment before the campaign season. We talked to the rules chair, Senator Branham, about helping the Finance and Rules Committee with the workload. Rules Committee will be reviewing the government documents such as Constitution, Senate Bill Book, among other resolutions, and Appointments and Review Committee will review bylaws, election code, and ensure this government workload. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator DeCall. Moving on to our Outreach Committee.
Thank you. So at our meeting yesterday, we made up a list of questions for the first student polls that will be going out. And has not gotten back to me on the date, so I believe that it will be staying on October 26th for the student forum. And that it's 11.
Thank you. We appreciate the update. Moving on to our Communications Committee.
However, I have a quick announcement about the flood. We are only working on October 10th to build the flood. I will send an email about the location where we will be working as well as we second it. That's all I have.
Thank you. And lastly, we will have Senator Price give us an update on our service committee.
Okay, besides the two events that I mentioned during conference, things that we're working on for the service committee is again working with ASISU and SAB, serving breakfast at the service Saturday. I do have an appointment tomorrow at 4 p.m. with Tom Davis, and the service chair at SAB. And another thing that we'll also discuss, that was discussed in our community service committee was Family Service Alliance. I have tried contacting them. They don't have any big projects to work with us. Or also doing a blood drive for Red Cross, so we might be working on that as well. And then I was just informed recently about a highway cleanup, so just projects to look out for. Other than that, that's all.
Do you have any questions for Senator Price? Seeing none, we will move on to our old business with Bill 503 regarding the ASI issue logo. Senator Brandon.
Thank you. In the Senate, Bill 503 by Stacey Branham, College of Pharmacy, sponsored by Noah Johnson, College of Business, and Taylor Muir, College of Arts and Letters. This bill promotes ASISU's name. Class 4 procedure, subsection A. Request to the ASISU contingency fund must include a letter describing the request signed by the applicant and advisor when applicable to be submitted to the Senate Finance Committee. Request must also include a budget worksheet signed by the ASISU financial technician. Subsection B, contingency fund request information must be provided to the Senate Finance Committee with a finance agenda the day before a finance committee meeting is to be held. The Senate Finance Committee will then review the request at the next finance meeting. The Senate Finance Committee will decide whether or not to hear the request based on the merit of the request with respect to these bylaws. The applicant must be notified of this decision before the next meeting. Subsection C. If the request is approved, the next finance meeting, there will be a formal hearing by the Senate Finance Committee in which a representative must appear to present the request. If the request is approved by the Senate Finance Committee, the Finance Chair will present the request at the following Senate meeting. Add subsection D, the Senate Finance Committee may require the applicant to place, print, or affix the official ASISU logo on any material or merchandise purchased with the contingency fund. In the case of an event, the logo may be required to be placed on any materials advertising for the event. Add subsection E, a copy of all contingency fund requests approved by the Finance Committee must be presented to all senators at caucus for review before voting can take place in the Senate. The proposal is then introduced to the Senate where the applicant must be present. The request must receive the senator's vote to be approved. I will yield to any questions or discussion.
Senator Brandon.
I move to approve Bill 503.
Senator Brandon moves to approve Bill 503, seconded by Senator Muir.
Roll call.
Roll call must be.
Senator Brawl?
Yes.
Senator Berry?
Yes.
Senator Branham?
Yes.
Senator Hollister?
Yes.
Senator DePaul?
Yes.
Senator Dominguez? Senator Fortunato?
Yes.
Senator Quincy?
Yes.
Senator Furtado?
Yes.
Senator Griswold? Senator Johnson?
Yes.
Senator Chetry?
Yes.
Senator Muir?
Yes.
Senator Ortiz? Senator Price?
Yes.
Senator Gonzalez?
Yes.
Senator Sidney?
Yes.
Senator Boyd?
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, motion carries. We'll now move on to Bill 504, which is the following.
Thank you. In the Senate, Bill 504 by Stacey Branham, College of Pharmacy, sponsored by Noah Johnson, College of Business, Michaela Muir, College of Arts and Letters. This will add accountability to ASISU members seeking contingency funds. Clause 4 procedure. Subsection A. Request to the ASISU contingency fund must include a letter describing the request signed by the applicant and advisor when applicable to be submitted to the Senate Finance Committee. Request must also include a budget worksheet signed by the ASISU financial technician. Subsection B. Contingency fund request information must be provided to the Senate Finance Committee with a finance agenda the day before a finance meeting is to be held. The Senate Finance Committee will then review the request at the next finance meeting. The Senate Finance Committee will decide whether or not to hear the request based on the merit of the request with respect to these bylaws. The applicant must be notified of this decision before the next finance meeting. Subsection C. If the request is approved, the next finance meeting, there will be a formal hearing by the Senate Finance Committee
in which a representative must appear to present the request. If the request is approved by the Senate Finance Committee, the Finance Chair will present the request at the following Senate meeting. As Section D, if the request is approved, the Senate Finance Committee may require a representative to give a follow-up report at a Senate meeting following the use of the contingency fund money. Strike subsection D, add subsection E. A copy of all contingency fund requests approved by the Finance Committee must be presented to all senators at caucus for review before voting can take place in the Senate. The proposal is then introduced to the Senate with the applicant, which the applicant must be present. The request must receive a 2/3 vote to be approved. I will yield to any questions or discussion.
Senator Brandon.
I move to approve Bill 504 with the amendment to add in the changes from Bill 503 and renumber the subsequent sections.
Senator Brandon moves to approve Bill 504 with amendments to 503 and to renumber the subsections, seconded by Senator Johnson. And we will conduct roll call. No.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Berry.
Yes.
Senator Branham.
Yes.
Senator Hollister.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Coronado. Senator Muncy.
Yes.
Senator Mercado.
Yes.
Senator Dayeswall.
Yes.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Shiptree.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz.
Yes.
Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sibley.
Yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, motion carries. So that concludes our old business. So we'll move on to our new business, which is Resolution 538, and that's the State of the University Address. Senator Berry.
In the Senate Resolution 538, President Kinsey Smith, ASIC President, sponsored by Senator Berry, College of Arts and Letters, Senator DeCall, College of Science and Engineering, Senator Setri, College of Science and Engineering, Senator Hornsby, College of Science and Engineering, Senator Dayeswall, College of Graduate Studies, and Senator Burrell, College of Graduate Studies. The purpose of this resolution is to add additional responsibilities to the ASIC President's duties and responsibilities in the service stipend rulebook. Whereas it is important for ASIC to understand the current state of the university, whereas the President's annual State of the University Address is a required event for the ASIC President to attend as a cabinet member, whereas the ASIC President is required to report to the Senate regarding the issues presented in the meetings he or she attends during the ASIC President report. Be it therefore resolved to the Associated Students of Idaho State University Student Senate are in full support of adding the following requirements to the ASIC President's duties and responsibilities in the service stipend rulebook: attend the State of the University Address. Any questions? I move to approve Resolution 538.
Second.
Senator Berry moves to approve Resolution 538, seconded by Senator Hollister, excuse me. And roll call will be conducted.
Senator Brawl.
Yes.
Senator Berry.
Yes.
Senator Branham. Yes. Senator Hollister.
Yes.
Senator DeCall.
Yes.
Senator Dominguez.
Yes.
Senator Coronado.
Yes.
Senator Muncy.
Yes.
Senator Mercado.
Yes.
Senator Dayeswall.
Yes.
Senator Johnson.
Yes.
Senator Shiptree.
Yes.
Senator Muir.
Yes.
Senator Ortiz.
Yes.
Senator Price.
Yes.
Senator Rosales.
Yes.
Senator Sibley.
Yes.
Senator Worley.
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Seeing none, motion carries. So that concludes our new business. Would anyone from the gathering like to approach the Senate?
Hello again. I came to talk to you guys about October 10th, Hispanic Heritage Month Book Fair. We changed the location to Student Union Ballroom, so I apologize I'm not getting any flyers out, but I really just wanted to see if anybody would still be willing to help us out for this service project at 8:30 in the morning on October 10th. So would everybody be interested in helping us out that morning, or if you can I get just a show of hands so I can see?
Thank you. I'm supposed to have that flyer tomorrow, so if you guys could also help out with spreading the word on that. It is for Latino students, but ultimately it's educational. I'll have the link for registration as well on the flyer. So this is just a really big important event. We ended up opening up to community members because we had a lot of interest within the community as well as college students. Like I said, it's open to anybody, so if anybody has any questions, just please email me. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get some flyers out and some more information as well as things that we may need. So if you have connections with anybody and you see that we still need something on that list, please let me know because we always need to help with that. So unless anybody has any questions.
Senator Johnson.
So it starts at 8:30.
So
Just until, is there any time?
I have an itinerary that I can send to everyone as well. So I'm gonna have volunteers, different volunteers for check-in process there about 7:30 in the morning. So we can get students in and out because it takes a minute and then we want to make sure we cover all our bases with that. Students will start arriving at 8 o'clock and then the service project starts at 9 until about 10 o'clock, 9:50 or so. That way students can come back. And then from there, everything is pretty tailored to within 15 minutes apart of one another. And lunch will also be provided. Admissions, paying for lunch. We're gonna have a taco bar. So there will be free lunch. The Youth Center has been kind enough to donate a ton of swag. So has the Success Center, Gender Resource Center, Diversity Resource Center. So you guys will get some cool stuff also. And then it'll be awesome. You guys also know. Any other questions for that day?
Senator Price.
So when you had presented last week, or a couple weeks ago, it was for the 9 to 10 slots, but do you want to extend the slot volunteer?
If anybody would really like to be a part of it, like I said, it's educational, so if you guys want to be a part of it as well and see the speakers, I've seen Joe Negron, our first speaker, about 3 or 4 different times before, and he's phenomenal. So if you guys want to keep volunteering throughout the day, I'll find a spot for you, or if you want to be a part of the workshops, or if you want to be just there to watch the speakers, you'll have the itinerary so you know. And then we're going to have a speaker in the morning, which is going to be Joey, and then April Hernandez in the afternoon. So if you want to be there for certain times, that's up to you guys. Just let me know kind of what works for you. I'll work around it. So if you really do want to help volunteer throughout the day, I can try to stop for you. Does that answer? Anybody else? Thank you guys so much. This really means a lot, especially since it is Hispanic Heritage Month and this is the first time we're really doing a lot. I'll look out and hopefully have you guys help throughout something that we're doing in March. The language department is doing something for Cesar Chavez Day, which is March 31st. So once that comes back around next semester, I'll probably come back and see if you guys are able to help with that as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else from the gallery like to approach the side? Would you mind stating and spelling your name for the minutes, please?
Of course. It's Caitlin Scow, CAITLYN SCOW. So I just have a couple questions on proposed groups that would like to become a club with ISU. What can they cannot do? What can they can do while they're waiting to be accepted as a club? Does anybody have some information on that? No.
Yes, Senator Goodwin.
Just from my very general knowledge of working in the Wellness Center, I know that they are free to do as they want, but they can't really plan events until, like, they can have an event, they can't reserve a spot with on campus is from my general knowledge. But I know that if you were to contact Val Davids, that she could give you like a broader knowledge of what they can and cannot do as they're waiting for the process.
Okay. And then my next question is in regards to rules and regulations. If, as a club, you wanted to put rules and regulations on another club so that they didn't interfere, how does that process go about? Who would you need to contact in order to take care of that?
I feel like I need some clarification on that. You're trying to say that like one club wants to put rules on another club?
So that the two clubs don't interfere with each other and don't step on each other's toes and trying to be close. That makes sense.
Typically, that's something that you would approach ASIC for on a specific situation.
Okay.
So if they have any specific questions, I recommend you contact the senator.
Oh, awesome. Anybody else?
Senator Price?
I think also for the rules and regulations, it has to be between both clubs as well and contracted with Val Davis, so it has to be on a mutual agreement.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it's just one-sided, it won't pass through.
Right. Okay. That's all I have, and thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to approach the Senate? Seeing none, we will move on to our other business. We don't have any listed, so we will then move on to our ISU fight song. So please join me for that.
ISU fight, ISU fight, go, 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 Angels up!
Senator Hollister.
I move to adjourn.
Senator Hollister moves to adjourn, seconded by Senator Brandon. Meeting, unanimous was called. Meeting will adjourn after roll call.
Senator Brock. Here. Senator Berry.
Present.
Senator Brand. Senator Hollister.
Counted.
Senator Call. Senator Dominguez.
Present.
Senator Bernard. Senator Murphy.
Present.
Senator Mercado. President. Senator Jason.
Yeah.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Jeffrey.
Present.
Senator Muir. Here. Senator Ortiz. Here. Senator Price. Present. Senator Rosales. Present. Senator Sidney. Present. Senator Withers.
Present.
Senator Worley.
Here.
Meeting adjourned.